Alrighty, here we go. So let me start over. In Canvas, the gradebook and the assignments page they're linked together. They're connected. What happens on the assignments page influences and impacts what happens on in the gradebook. Now in Canvas, you have three different types of assignments. There are assignments which are like your Dropbox assignments where you submit Word documents and PDFs and images and maybe a video. You have discussion assignments there, and you have quizzes. Now, even if you create a quiz on the quiz page, it is still also called an assignment, and it will go to live on the assignments page as well. The discussions are the same way. So if you create discussions on the discussions page, they will also go to live on the assignments page. So a discussion is a discussion and an assignment. A quiz is a quiz and an assignment. An assignment's an assignment. So all of the assignments live here on this page. Now, if you're teaching a course where the course grade is determined by adding up all the total number of points or doing a simple average, then this setup will work for you. This is one group on the assignments page called assignments, and all of the assignments are right here. There's 2 case studies, a critique paper, so those are Dropbox assignments. You have 3 discussions and 3 exams. Okay, so on the gradebook page, let's refresh this. You have the assignments in order that you created them or listed them on the assignments page. They'll be in the same order. And then here is the group. And then here's the average. Okay. Now, if you wanted to put your assignments into groups, you could do that too. So if you wanted to have an assignments group, we'll keep that. You wanted a discussion groups, let's create discussions. If you wanted an exam group, and let's create a final exam group for that final exam. Okay, and we'll just put them in the proper groups. And what we're doing right now influences how you see the grade book and what happens in the grade book, and also how students see their grades. So let's refresh that, and you'll see eventually you will see. Here we go. You'll see, here's all the assignments, but then at the end, you'll have these, here are the groups here. So assignments, discussions, exams, and final exam. Now, even if you're still doing by just total points, then this setup will work for you, okay? And it might be easier for students to keep track of it. I don't know. But if you want to weight them, let's say you wanted weighted grades based upon these categories. Let's say assignments were like worth 30%, discussions were worth 40, exams were worth 20, and then final exam is 10%, right? In order to do that, you're going to go to the top of the page, and next to the assignment button, you'll see this button with 3 vertical dots. Click on it, and you'll choose assignment groups weight. And you'll check this little box, and then you'll go through here and you'll determine the percentage. So let's do 30, 40, and 20, 10, and it always has to equal 100%. So there we go. So we've got our percentages here, right? And then in the gradebook, it will be reflected there for both you and for your students. So here's the group now, and there's the percentages attached to them. Now you can also do it in different ways. So, for example, in graduate school, they usually do it by projects, things like that. So you could say, can make this case studies, or case study 1. You could do a case study 2, a critique paper, and I'm going pretty fast. And then in the grade book, this is what it would look like. See how it's broken down now? But you actually do that on the assignments page. And let's go back and see, let's take a look at the student view. So here's what it looks like for student view here. Here's all the assignments, and at the bottom, it will be the groups. So that's what it looks like from the student perspective. Let's go back here. You can also add rules. Let's look at the discussion group on the assignments page. Let's say you wanted to allow students to drop their lowest discussion grade. You can do that. Next to discussions, you can go over here, these dots next to the total here. You go to edit, and it says number of scores to ignore for each student. You can ignore, I don't know why you would ignore the highest, but you can ignore the lowest, which is essentially dropping. But if there's an assignment in that list that you absolutely that you feel like is so important that students aren't allowed to drop, you can do that. So under never drop, I can say, I want to keep discussion 1 no matter what. So I'm going to hit save. So with this grouping, I've got two rules. I've got drop the lowest score, but never drop discussion 1. So basically, whatever they do worse on, it'll be discussion 2 or discussion 3. Now, one thing to keep in mind about if you set something up like this in your grade book is that, let's say your students, let's say you've got 10 discussions and you want to drop their 2 lowest scores, right? Students can sometimes get confused because let's say they've turned in 5 discussions. Well, Canvas will automatically drop 2 of the lowest 5. And they'll get upset because they think they have no control over which one to drop. But the thing is, it's going to continue to drop the 2 lowest that exist. But once all 10 are complete, then it will drop automatically the 10 lowest. Does that make sense? So sometimes people get confused over that. Let's look at the gradebook. When you're setting up your gradebook, you want to do a couple things at the beginning of class before, really even before you publish it, and certainly before any students have submitted any work, because once they submit work, you can't do this. But what you want to do is go over to this gear here, and it'll give you a couple things to look at. One is late policies. The other is grade posting policy. The late policy will help you keep track of assignments that are actually late in the course if you add a due date to the assignment in the assignment settings. So for example, let's say case study 1, it was due yesterday at 11:59 p.m. If I did not turn that in, then by default, because of the way I have it set up, I will have a 0. It'll automatically put a 0 in that grade book for you. Now, by default, this is usually unchecked and it says 100% here. I don't know why you would automatically give someone 100%. So you would have to change that. Now, another way to do it is you can do incremental or interval deductions. So instead of just giving a 0, you could say, you can determine how the percentage of it. So right now I've got, for every 1 day that the assignment's late, 10% of the total grade will be automatically deducted, and the lowest grade they can earn is 0. So it will do this until they go all the way down to 0, or until the student turns in the assignment. Now, if you really want to be draconian about it, you could actually do it by hour, which, that's up to you. And you can also decide to be merciful. For example, let's say you're teaching a course, I don't know, let's say STU one-on-one. You're trying to be merciful. It's students for a semester, and maybe you want the lowest grade to be like a 50 on whatever. You could do that. So this is one set of policies you want to check. The other one is your grade posting policy. By default, it is automatically posting grades. So you've got automatic or manual. What does that mean? Automatically posting grades means that when you as an instructor, like if you were to go in here and to grade online students assignment submission here, then as soon as you grade it, they will receive the notification that their assignment's been graded, you've given feedback, and they can see their grade. But maybe that's not what you want. Maybe you want to wait and release all the grades for an assignment at the same time. If that's what you want, then you can choose manually post grades for the entire course and apply. Now, once you do that, you're going to see, let's take a look at this right here. You're going to see what it'll say manual across the top. Now, in order to get this icon to appear, one person has to submit their assignment. So let's just do this. When one person turns it in, you grade it, this icon appears, and that lets you know that this is hidden, that the student still can't see this. Now, what you want to do is, when you're ready to actually release the grades, Once you've got all your grades, you're going to click here in the heading of the column, and you're going to go to grade posting policy. Actually, that's not right. You're going to go to post grades. This will only appear in this situation. Otherwise, you won't see post grades. You click post grades. This will appear, and you can choose everyone are graded. I want everyone because I've graded all of them post. And it's been posted. The icon is gone that lets you know that the students can now see their grades. Now, you can determine that on a global course scale for all the assignments, or if you don't want to do that, you can choose to do it one assignment at a time. Maybe there's only one assignment in the course that you want to do that. If that's the case, then you wouldn't do it here. You would keep automatic, and for that one assignment, you would go to the assignment and you would do grade posting policy there for just that one assignment and set up manual and then save. Am I making sense so far? Let me stop there. Does anyone want me to go over anything that I've already discussed before I move forward? Okay. So let's take a look at some other options with in the gradebook here. Let's look at here discussion. Let's click on this button. Now you can sort by low to high grade, high to low, missing and late. You can go directly to the speed grader. You can message students who haven't submitted the assignment yet or haven't been graded or whatnot. You can change the submission. You can change the subject. You can edit who you want to send it to based upon, the graded. Let's go here. Let's try this one. So on this one, let's do less than 50. And notice it automatically gives me these two students who scored below 50, and I can message them. This should go to their inbox and their Canvas inbox and should go to their gym email as well. So let's look at some other options. You can choose to curve grades. Now, I would warn you not to do that. For one thing, it can't be undone. So, as it says, they're irreversible. So do that at your own risk. You could also set a default grade. So let's say you want every assignment in this assignment to have a default grade of 0, where you can enter that. And then once students submit their assignment and you grade them, it will overwrite that 0. But if they never turn in the assignment, then it just stays a 0. So that's another option you can do. You can hide grades again. Let's see, you can change it from points to percentage. Let's see what else. At the top, you've got actions here, and you can export your gradebook. I recommend strongly that at the end of every semester that you export your gradebook. It'll be in an Excel spreadsheet, And you want to do that for a couple of reasons. One is so you'll have your grade book, and the other is to protect yourself if a student comes back later and tries to challenge grades. So make sure you do that. Under view, we have arrange by. There's different things you can do. You also have different filters. So if you have assignment groups or modules, let me show you that real quick. Let's go to modules. Let's create module 1 or week 1 and week 2. Let's just do a couple. Then we'll add so we've got a couple modules. We can go back to the gradebook. Let's do a refresh. So by default, we can search by assignment names here. We can also search by student name. And now, because we have modules, we can view as, see, assignment groups. There's our discussions. Okay. And we can also do by modules. There's case study 1 and discussion. Where's discussion now? Case study. Oh, I know what's going on. There we go. There we go. So here's week 1, which is the module. And we can also do it by a student. All right, let's turn that off. You can also change statuses. Here are the statuses. Now, by default, this one is like really dark red. So by default, it's usually this right here. For late, and it won't accept it. Let's try another one. It won't let me. Let's try another one. Not doing it. Invalid hex code. That's so you can change the colors. if you want to have different meanings. It's purely for you as you view the gradebook. This is purely for you. Your students can't see this. But you can change all of these. So let's see. Let's do this one. And sometimes it won't let you do it because of the contrast. Like for example, it's just not letting me, but you can change the colors there. Another good useful thing that you can do is add a notes column. So it adds a notes column here, and it's actually blank. This can come in handy if so. For a couple examples, let's say you're teaching with a partner and you've got this really large class, and you're responsible for grading and keeping track of half the class, and your partner is responsible for tracking the other. Then, for example, you could do something like um, or you could have maybe you've got an internship situation. You could put their cooperating teacher there. So let's say the cooperating teacher is Wallace, and it's Jacksonville High. Let's say it's Gardner and it's at Sachs. Maybe this is Gardner and that's Jacksonville Elementary. So that can come in handy there for any kind of notes you want to add that might help you out. Now you also have a gradebook over here under gradebook. You've got learning mastery. We're not going to go into that. That's connected to outcomes if you actually use the learning outcomes feature of Canvas. You can also look at the individual gradebook, which is can go in and look at the gradebook per. Let's see, we've got a question here. I'm just lagging. So here's the gradebook for the individual students. Select the student. It will give you all their information here, down here for you to look at in a quick view. And then we've got the gradebook history. And it kind of it shows you when you graded the assignments and by student. Another thing you may be interested about is the totals here. You could actually move it to the front of the gradebook right here for you to see rather than at the end. I know in Blackboard that most of the time the totals are at the front of the gradebook. So really that's Gradebook basics. That's really all I had planned to talk about. Does anyone have any questions? Have you all been so mesmerized by the presentation that you don't have any questions? It's a limited time only.
I'm sorry, Chris. I was trying to get where I do have a question.
I'm just giving you a hard
I
time.
apologize. I'm sorry. I'm trying to trick the remote and trying to respond to you two at the same time. In my gradebook, I have created some settings for the late policies that it's going to show a 0 grade for missing submission, and then it's going to deduct 25% per day. I had a student who emailed back Friday afternoon that's just recently been diagnosed with COVID. Now, how can I still override that grade? Once it's because her submission's to be late, do I? Well,
yeah. I mean, all you have to do is go into. You got let's see right here. See where it says. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, there was something. But you should be able to go in here and just simply type out, no matter what it says. So let's say it gets to the end here, no matter what it says. Let's say it says it's missing and you've got a 0, right? Let's say that's what it is. Well, you should be able to go in and just click here and say, no, that's an 85 or however you want to do it. And click none under status. And see how it clears that up?
Yes. Okay, that's great. I just wanted to make sure I could.
Yeah, you can. So none, and that's one thing y'all should know about is if you have due dates and all the late and stuff, if you ever just want to get rid of that, all you have to do is go here and click none just to clear out all this stuff. So get rid of the late and the missing. So you can always manually override a grade. So thank you for the kind words, Jocelyn. Let's see. Anyone else have any questions? If not, I'll thank you all for being here, and I hope this was helpful and beneficial to you. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email us. Email us at online@jsu.edu, or you can email me directly at cinman@jsu.edu.
Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, quick question. When you said about the late policy that we can automatically set that up, you said that needs to be done before we publish. Like if I start, I couldn't do it now.
Well, you could you can do it after you publish. You just want to make sure you do it before anyone submits an assignment. Because we've seen in the past where it, for whatever reason, it just doesn't work after. And Canvas has even said, now maybe Canvas has even said that you have to do it before assignments are submitted. I don't know why that is, but maybe they've changed it, but that's how it was in the past.
Please, okay. I have a question.
Yeah.
If we want to, if let's say we are in class when you are presenting and you obviously are recording, do we need to sign up in order to view the recording, or it will be available for all faculty?
Every presentation that we record is archived and it's available for all faculty. In fact, we send out, the weekly email that we send out via Constant Contact. So if you actually go back and look at, it was the last, I don't know how many we sent out, last 5, 6, 7, or 8 ones that we sent out last semester, all of the presentations that we had done the videos were linked in there.
Are you posting on the Facebook page, or it's in Teams, right? Yeah, on this.
Well, it's in Teams, but I also take all of the videos, and we have a here. Let me show you. Let me just pull this up. We have. Let's see, what's it called? Let's see.
On YouTube. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel. Online at JSU has a YouTube channel, but I also share these in many different ways to faculty. Let's see.
Online at JSU. Okay.
But I need to clean up. We also post them on our website too, and when I have a chance, I do post them in Facebook as well on the online at JSU page, and when I can, I share them to the Faculty Commons page.
Okay. Yeah, because I was a little bit late, trying to register in the morning, and I think you have to approve manually our registration, correct? So that's why I was asking if. Okay.
Yeah, I have to add. Yeah, I have to add you manually. When someone signs up or registers. Any other questions? Well, I want to thank you all for coming this afternoon. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you all have a great afternoon continuing and a good week. Thank you for being here. Allegra, you were so quiet today. So was Heather.
I'm gonna see you in another meeting in 30 minutes. I figured I'd shut up during one of them.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yeah, I have another thing, and that's right, 30 minutes. That's why I made coffee. It's sitting in the pot behind me. So.
I'm gonna go do that now too.
Yeah. I'll see y'all later.